Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to a very damp Silverstone. Now I'm here today testing this, the Hyper Racer, with my mate Oliver from Mans Coupes. This thing is a pretty special track weapon. Headline figures, it's got a Hyabusa bike engine in the back with about 200 horsepower. It weighs less than 400 kilos, has a 6-speed sequential gearbox and a shed load of downforce. And it's a little bit intimidating. I have to give this gentleman a massive, big handshake and cuddle because I've actually been here for a few hours now and I've done 2 sessions already. Well, I'm going to show you the last session in a minute because it's very, very wet.
Yeah, I haven't chosen a dry day, have we?
No, but mate, this thing, we've been trying to get me in this for ages.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this is more bonkers or cool than the Spartan because the Spartan's right up there.
Yeah,
This is an amazing looking car.
Yeah. It's cool, isn't it? It's just so extreme in its appearance.
Yeah.
It's,
So, potted history, made in Australia?
Yeah, correct. Yep. So John and Dean Crook, absolute legends. They've been involved with motorsport, I think, for 2 or 3 generations before them.
Yeah.
So the family's steeped in motorsport history, and yeah, they decided they wanted to go racing. They wanted to go as quick as they could, but as you know, motorsport can be expensive. So
yeah.
Formula 3, all of that sort of stuff. You're getting into really, really big budgets. So they wanted to get to that level of performance on a much more moderate budget, and that's exactly what they've done. And it's blown up. Yeah.
It's an amazing looking thing. I mean, I think just aesthetically, that rear view with those Venturis, the amount of downforce on this car.
Yeah.
Now, I before today, I'd only driven a single seater once at Palmer Sport a few years ago, an F3000 car, and funny that it was raining that day as well. And for me, I'm not going to give away too much about the track experience, but it is as close to being a Formula 1 driver as a mere mortal is going to get on the kind of budget. Because the bit that freaked me out was I came today, having seen lots of pictures of this, assuming that this car was going to be 100 grand plus.
Yeah.
And how much is it?
So it's 62 plus the VAT plus the shipping. So you're well under 100, under 80 grand landed. So
it's unbelievable. So
yeah.
Hyabusa engine in the back, you're saying that's running a standard tune, so there's nothing particularly special about that?
No. The whole, as you touched on a moment ago, the whole thing is about cost-effective racing. So the maintenance costs are really, really low. So it's a standard Hyabusa engine, standard ECU. They take off the stability control and all those little bits that you need on a road bike. But fundamentally, you know, if you blew it up, you could go get another Hyabusa, put the engine in, and away you go.
So let's go through front to back. So
yes.
You've got big old wing on the front.
Correct. Adjustable.
Yes,
adjustable wing. We might put a bit more on for you this afternoon, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was feeling a bit of understeer.
Yeah. We'll chuck some on for you.
It was funny, we did bring a nice set of slicks, but we're running wets.
Yeah, there's stickers as well.
I know.
Wrong brand, sorry.
They are the wrong brand.
Yeah.
We tried so hard to get Michelin tyres on this because it's running Formula 3
Correct, yeah.
Wheels and tyres, but unfortunately we weren't able to do that. So I've got my jacket on instead. Yeah. So we've got wets on there. And then the coolest thing is, this is the first race car I've ever sat in that I fit. And I was really worried I wasn't going to fit because you look at it and it's the aperture for your legs, but it's a real bum down, feet up, sat down like a Formula 1 car.
Yeah, and at 6'3", you know, it's great to be able to accommodate and comfortably as well.
Very comfortable. It's really super comfortable. You adjusted the pedals. There's like little things for your knees to go in with padding on, so you're just kind of really, really comfy. Almost, you know, the Formula 1 style. And then the biggest Venturi, and again, adjustable wing at the back.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
What a thing. So, a couple of hundred horsepower.
Yes.
380, 390?
390.
390 kilos?
Got,
before I get in it?
Yeah, you know, so what's that, 500 per tonne? 500 brake per tonne. So it presses on. Yeah, it really goes, but it's the stability through the corners that's just so impressive, and you're experiencing it in the wet, but if it were a dry day, it's flat through cops, which is just,
Yeah,
so the car designed in Australia, and it was very much targeted at people who are either aspiring to go on to formulate a professional career in racing, or those who maybe wanted to be a race driver when they were younger, didn't have the funds or the budgets to do so, gone on to be successful in business or find a sponsor or whatever it is, and they have an opportunity to be in something that, you know, that emulates their heroes, the Hamiltons, the Schumachers, you know, the Norrises.
As we all do, right? We all want to be racing drivers.
Exactly, and you jump in this and you feel like a racing driver. It's incredible. And in Australia, where it's really taken off, I think they're getting grids of over 20 now. They've got the Australian Drivers' Championships now, so the winner of this season's championship will be the Australian Drivers' Champion.
Wow.
You know, so it's really growing in notoriety. America, it's growing quite rapidly, so we're looking to emulate that in the UK, and I think when we've got 10, 12, 15, 20 of these on a grid, it's going to be something really quite special.
You could buy it and just play with it on a track day.
100%, yeah.
But the thought of racing with like for like, because what's been quite interesting is that already on my 2 sessions we've got, it's an open wheel car, so it's a full test day today. So it's not a track day, it's a test day. You need your race license, and we're in the open wheel section, so we're up against Formula Ford, and then all the way up to,
I think there's some old historic F2s
out there. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and there's quite a speed differential and stuff. So to have like for like would be amazing.
And that's the other thing as well. The aero package has been designed. You know, you can go 150 down a straight, 180. After you've done it a few times, it just feels like you're driving down a straight. It's through the corners. So that's where this aero package is so efficient. And, you know, ultimately it has a fair bit of drag through this rear wing. But that only aids single make racing because you've got a slipstream and you battle. So, as I say, seeing the 15, 20 cars on a grid in Australia all battling, you know, within tenths of each other, that's where this car's going to really shine.
And I think, you know, it is... You've got to be equivalent to probably a Formula 2 car of 10 years ago or something like that. From it's just phenomenal. I keep going back to the price.
But it's not the purchase price. It's the well, I won't interrupt that sentence. It's not the purchase price so much as the running costs. Everything, you know, both corners have been designed so that corner can run on that corner, so you don't have to carry 4 corners as spares packages.
Oh, that's clever.
It's all symmetrical, I guess that's the right word. You've got monoshock front and rear, which is quite rare. So it's just one shock here, one shock here. So again, you're reducing the amount of spares, you're minimising the amount of weight.
So let's just talk driving controls, because what I think the fact that they've got a little post there to store the steering wheel on is just genius. It's such a clever idea, because you take this off and it's a lovely carbon fibre proper race car steering wheel, and then you're like, where's this going to go? It just goes on the front. Absolutely brilliant. 6-speed box.
Yes.
But it's very easy to drive.
Yeah. So everything's been designed to be functional, and then we were talking about the clutch there a minute ago. It's, you've just got an accelerator and a brake in this car, so it's a centrifugal clutch. So you put it into gear and go. That's it. It's like a go-kart.
And then when you're driving, just a slight lift of the throttle just to pull through.
Yep.
You were saying you could put flappy paddles on the back of this, but then that's just more cost and expense and things to basically go wrong.
Simplicity is the key with this car, and you know, it's something else, like you said, that could go wrong, which you just don't need. Some people put them on, it's okay.
There's something quite cool about going down a straight and going,
yeah, 100%.
100%. So far, super easy to drive. So the next thing we're going to do, we've got filming with this has been a real challenge. Audio, I haven't checked the audio yet, but it's a real challenge. But we have got a very cool camera, head cam, so we can see what that looks like. We're going to go out for my previous session, which was only about 5 or 6 laps, and then it got red flagged because it was too wet. But for me, that rooster tail out the back, the appreciation for what it's like to be a single-seat racing driver, Formula 1 driver, let's say, in the wet. Yeah. So let's go out on track, and I'll try and talk you through a lap of Silverstone. But thanks for the invite, mate.
Yeah, no dramas.
We're here all day.
Yeah, thanks for looking after us so well.
Okay, so off out for another session. So it looks like it's still a bit damp, he says. Deep George. Okay. Let's go. So
We've got some cool helmet cam action going on, and we've got lots of cameras on as well, so hopefully I'll be able to capture this. But so first up, I just need to see what the conditions are like. Last time I was out, it was much drier than this. Looks pretty horrible, to be honest. Get the stuff coming up behind. Wow, it's so much wetter than last time. Just feel what these tyres are going to be like in the wet. It's really wet. Coming up that side. Oh boy. Wow. Big boy spray pants on here. Really big boy spray pants on here. Let's see what this is like when I turn in. Oh, a lot more good than I thought it would be. Stay off the dry line. There's a lot of standing water here. First session this morning wasn't nearly this wet. I have to admit to being a little bit intimidated. Oh wow. Wow, I now know what it's like to be a Formula 1 driver in the wet. Really, really sketchy. There's a lot of it there, more than I thought there would be. This guy's going to be faster than me, so I'll let him come out and go front, go around the outside there. And another one. Wow. Oh wow, this is big boy spray pants stuff, this is. Big boy spray pants stuff.
Okay, let me take the opportunity to walk you around this car. We've taken some of the bodywork off so you can have a look. So as Ollie was saying, first things first, you've got just a single shock, front and rear, and then you can actually see the pedal box in there. So there's my pedals for my feet, and that's fully adjustable. So I was really surprised at how easily I fitted into the car. And then if we just have a look on the inside of the dash, you've basically got I've got the wheel mounted and then foot up driving position, and then just behind you can see the little areas there for my feet, or my knees to go rather. Just makes it really, really comfortable. And then the shoulder and head protection piece just there really does make you feel like you're sat in a Formula 1 car. You can see the ground effect skirt that just runs down the side of the car, and it just, one, it looks amazing, but it just makes you feel like you're in a proper Formula 1 car. You've got the radiators there that are under the side pod normally, and then exposed there's the bike engine. Completely standard 1400cc Hyabusa bike engine. Willwood brakes, you've got the brake duct there, and then if I just walk around the back of the car, the really cool thing is this aero. I mean, look at these Venturis. Centrally mounted exhaust. You've also got the rain light that's on, which just makes it look really, really cool. And then just talking to the guys, really interestingly, it doesn't have a diff at all. So it's basically a solid axle side to side, again, just to reduce cost. And then come down this side, we've got the bodywork on this side, and you can see the side pod there. Just a very cool thing indeed. I've seen lots of pictures of this car, but to finally get to see it in the flesh. And what the guys were saying, when you see the car running in the wet, you can see the spray, and that just accentuates. You can see basically where the aero's working, and you get the big rooster tail out the back as well. But yeah, a very, very cool bit of kit indeed.
Okay, first run of the afternoon, and it stopped raining, which is a good thing. We just had a red flag, very briefly. Much drier than it was in the last session. He's had a bit of a slidey slide. Yeah, a lot more grip than the last session. Just work my way into the car, feel myself into the car. Bit of understeer as we just come round here, facing on the throttle. Keeping an eye on my mirrors. Gently easing the car in. So much more speed through there if I was brave enough. Down into third for this one on the front. Went down 2 gears quicker than I thought there, just holding the power, nice and smooth in front. Than there was this morning. Loads more. Still going to hang out on the drive, not on the racing line. Bit of understeer there. Still a little slippy. Yellow flag.
That was the first session after lunch, and a bit drier, but the really cool thing is that although it's very wet and it's so mentally intimidating to drive fast in those kind of conditions, the faster you go, the more grip you have. The more speed you carry through the corner, the more grip you have. We've all probably seen the Richard Hammond Top Gear thing where he drove a Formula 1 car and he wasn't going fast enough to put the heat in the tyres. The same kind of thing with Hyper Racer. The faster you go, the more grip you've got. It's good, isn't it?
No, I just love the smile you got on your face every time you get out. It's wicked.
I'm just getting more and more confident. I was just saying the corner at the end of the main straight, it's a big long left, and I was getting understeer. And now if I just carry more speed into it, I'm not getting understeer because guess what? I've got downforce.
And also Silverstone notoriously slippery. You've got to choose the right line, and but it's great to see your time to be coming down steadily, improving as the confidence goes up. It's getting quicker. So
and in the dry, oh my god, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Driving in the wet, wow. Yeah, one more session. Amazing bit of kit though, absolutely amazing bit of kit.
By the end of the day, my lap times were tumbling, but let me talk you through one of my last laps. Across the start-finish straight in 5th. This first right-hander, I know in my head was just a lift and then a turn in, but I couldn't help myself having a little break. You can see on the outside of the corner there, lots of standing water, just very intimidating. Now hard on the throttle, still in 5th gear, round this left-hander, and then as the car starts to straighten up, hard on the brakes, down into 3rd gear for the right-hander onto the Wellington straight. Turn the car in, just be patient before you get on the throttle, let the steering lock unwind a little bit. And now we start to wind up the throttle, and I'm accelerating hard through here, changing up. You can change on the red change-up lights. I was changing on the amber just to have a bit of mechanical sympathy. I've now got full downforce on the car, waiting for the braking board on the right-hand side, And now hard on the brakes. You can brake so much harder because you've got downforce on the car. And as the downforce bleeds off, you just bleed the brake off slightly. These two corners, I know the faster you go, the more grip you get. I'm just getting a little bit of understeer here. If I was going faster, that maybe wouldn't be so much of a problem. And just patiently coming round back onto the start-finish straight. Hard on the accelerator, coming up from 4th. We're going to grab 5th and then head to turn 1 again. Absolutely epic car.
I am so happy. So that session, last session of the day, I was starting to get my head around the ground effect and getting faster in each lap. And then the red flag came out and I went, do you know what?
Job done.
Job done. Yeah. There's still time in the session, but I've had enough. I've had enough today, and I'm happy. And it's in one piece still.
Do you know what? It was really so throughout the day. It was great to see you sort of learning the car, and I think the last session it really tweaked, didn't it? Because we weren't timing you, but we were.
It's a test day. You're allowed to.
The times are coming down and down and down really consistently, and I think if you had had that level of confidence in the first session, by now you'd be on the pace. You were certainly getting there.
It came at the end of the session before, the last 2 or 3 laps, I started to get my head around the fact that to get rid of the understeer, you go faster.
Yeah.
Which is so counterintuitive, and especially the turn 1, it's a 5th gear in, and I'm braking and lifting, and I'm sure I don't need to brake. I could probably just lift and go around there. And like you're saying in the dry, that's flat.
Yeah, and you could hear your time off the pedals was decreasing, so you were actually active on the pedal work. So you were increasing your pace. It was great to see. But I think the key point is how light it is, and you're used to heavier cars. Even a top end sports car is heavier. So the braking capabilities, the turning capabilities, it's getting your head around that, and you started to switch onto it, which was great to see.
But what I would say is it's such an accessible car. I was very intimidated today, especially when it was raining on the way up. Hugely accessible. It's not spiteful in any way. It lets you know exactly what it's going to do. On the throttle, I thought it might be a bit tail happy. It's so light or so much power. It's not. You have to apply the throttle gently, especially in the rain. When it does start to lose traction at the back, it does it in a way that lets you know it's going to do it. It's a very, very approachable car. And that, for me, that's a genius bit of design. Because it's a very aggressive, coolest car here, I have to say. Going down the pit, apart from the go-karts.
The supercarts were quite fun, in fairness.
But mega. Mate, thank you so much.
Thank you for looking after it.
Exactly. It's in one piece. I'll put all the details for Le Mans Coupes in the description below, along with this guy's email address and number. Give him a ring. For just over 60 grand, plus some tax and some shipping. Come on, you're going to have the best fun ever. And then if you get the whole race series going, I'm in.
It was a good day, right?
Amazing. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thanks for your time.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Wow. I also want to say a big thank you to the whole crew. This gent taken all the sexy footage, video footage. This gent looked after the car, and these guys have just been legends, just basically. Anyway, so it's been a whole group effort today. Massive thank you to them. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. You, sir, are a legend. Yet another awesome car on the channel, thanks to this dude. What have we got next?
We'll find something. The new Spartan.
The new Spartan. We got it. Spartan.
Yes. Done. Let's make it happen.
See you on the next one, guys. Drive safe.